Yeah, my name is Ruth Tomandl, and I'm the senior producer on the development team for Guardians of Middle-earth at Monolith Productions. Monolith created Gotham City Imposters, and we really liked the XBLA kind of smaller scale, but very focused on multiplayer, very focused on matches and progression, and so we really wanted to do that again. We had a lot of people who were big MOBA fans, so we wanted to do a MOBA style game, and Middle-earth was a really good fit for that style of game. We were thinking about creating Guardians of Middle-earth before Imposters came out, but when Imposters did come out, we learned a lot about that type of game and things to avoid, things to repeat. So it's been really useful for the Guardians team to look at what happened with Imposters, what the feedback has been, and the reception, and learn a lot from that game. Yeah, when we ship, we'll have two maps. One is a 3-lane map, which is more typical for MOBAs. There are 3 lanes on a symmetrical battlefield, and you're trying to push through those lanes to get to the enemy base. The 3-lane map encourages players to really have a lot of knowledge of what's happening in the map so that you can switch between lanes and assist lanes that maybe aren't going so well for your team. The 1-lane map is much more about knowing exactly the ranges of all the Guardians' abilities, exactly what they all do. It's very chaotic, and because all 10 Guardians are in the same lane at the same time, it's almost like a tug of war, like you're just pushing against the other team. So it's a lot less strategic, but it's a lot more about what exactly each Guardian's abilities are. We've looked at a lot of MOBAs. Because we're doing this on the console, a lot of the PC MOBAs, we wanted to find out what from them would work well on the console. We also looked at a lot of console games. So because we're using an Xbox controller or a PS3 controller, we looked at a lot of action RPGs, how the characters are controlled in those games, so that we could make sure that the controls felt intuitive for console players and so they'd be easy to pick up and play. Well, I think there are multiple ways we keep it kind of fresh and exciting for players. One way is that every match you complete, you earn XP and gold that you can use to purchase new Guardians, purchase new items, unlock new ways to upgrade your Guardian. So there's definitely progression outside of each match. So the more matches you play, the more of the equipment and the loadouts you can unlock, and the more Guardians you can unlock. So although we expect that especially new players will play the same Guardian over and over to get used to them and learn the game, as you play, you earn gold, you can purchase more Guardians. If you like playing a Defender type class, then you can purchase more Defender Guardians and get to know them. But because they're all pretty different, even the ones in the same class, a good example is the Striker class. Includes both Legolas, who's a very ranged character, a lot of ranged abilities, stealth, whereas Gollum is much more about locking your target down and doing tons of damage to them and then running away. So even though they're the same class, they play very differently. It's coming out this fall on XBLA and PSN. We don't have a set release date yet, but it will be sometime this fall.